Hey guys, welcome back to InfoBite. This is the third part of the series on George Washington's biography. Here we will discuss on challenges faced during the war and how he addressed. George Washington, the first president of the United States, is a name that echoes through the annals of American history. His leadership during the Revolutionary War, from 1775 to 1783, was instrumental in shaping the formation of a nation that would come to be a beacon of democracy. Throughout this tumultuous period, Washington faced immense challenges, from severe resource shortages to plummeting morale and high desertion rates among his troops. Yet, he navigated these obstacles with a strategic mind and unwavering determination. His ability to negotiate support, implement reforms, and inspire loyalty, even under harsh conditions, was pivotal in steering the Continental Army towards victory. His leadership not only addressed the immediate challenges of the war, but also laid the groundwork for the United States' future. Join us as we delve into the challenges faced by Washington during the Revolutionary War and explore his leadership strategies. Imagine leading an army with severe shortages in men, equipment, and supplies. That was the reality for George Washington in the early years of the Revolutionary War from 1775 to 1777. The Continental Army, under Washington's command, often found itself without proper clothing, food, and ammunition. These weren't just minor inconveniences, they were fundamental necessities for survival and success on the battlefield. A stark example of this resource challenge is the Battle of Long Island in 1776. Washington's army faced a significant defeat, largely attributed to the lack of resources. The soldiers were not adequately equipped, and this disadvantage tipped the scale in favor of the well-supplied British Army. But this was George Washington, a man who wouldn't allow the lack of resources to dictate the fate of his army or the future of a nation. He had a knack for turning disadvantages into opportunities. Recognizing the situation, he utilized strategic retreats to conserve resources. This wasn't about admitting defeat, it was about being resourceful in the face of adversity. It was about living to fight another day. Washington also understood the importance of alliances and support. He knew he couldn't win this war alone, so he turned to Congress and foreign allies, negotiating for their backing. His charisma, diplomacy, and unwavering commitment to the cause were instrumental in securing the much-needed support. These early years of the Revolutionary War were a test of endurance, a test of resourcefulness, and a test of leadership. Washington's strategic decisions in the face of resource scarcity played a crucial role in the Continental Army's ability to persevere. This period of struggle also shaped Washington's leadership, teaching him invaluable lessons in resilience and strategic thinking. Despite these resource challenges, Washington's strategic decisions helped the Continental Army persevere. His leadership during these trying times not only kept the army intact, but also laid the foundation for the victories to come in the Revolutionary War. Low morale and high desertion rates. Washington faced these daunting problems as he led his troops through the harsh winter at Valley Forge. From 1777 to 1778, the Continental Army was confronted with a crisis of spirit. Continuous defeats, coupled with challenging living conditions, had taken a toll on the soldiers' morale. Desertion rates soared, threatening the stability of an already fragile army. The winter at Valley Forge was a particularly difficult period. The harsh weather conditions exacerbated the situation, leading to increased desertions and further declining morale. Soldiers were not only fighting against the British but also against hunger, cold, and disease. The situation was indeed bleak. Yet it was in these dire circumstances that Washington's leadership shone through. He understood that to win this war, he needed more than just strategic acumen. He needed to win the hearts of his men, to inspire them to fight for their shared cause. To address these issues, Washington implemented reforms to improve living conditions at Valley Forge. He understood the importance of a soldier's well-being in maintaining their fighting spirit and their willingness to stay. He also recognized the power of words and used them to his advantage. Washington utilized propaganda and speeches to inspire and rally his troops. His words were not empty promises or hollow platitudes. Instead, they were heartfelt expressions of his belief in their cause, his faith in their abilities, and his unwavering commitment to their shared goal. Through his speeches, Washington reminded his men of the reasons they were fighting. He spoke of liberty, of freedom, of a future where they were no longer subjects but citizens. His words were a beacon of hope in their darkest hours, a rallying cry that stirred their spirits and rekindled their resolve. Through his inspiring leadership, Washington was able to rally his troops, even in the face of adversity. He transformed a ragtag army on the brink of collapse into a force that was willing to endure hardship and make sacrifices for their shared cause. His leadership during this critical period was a testament to his character and his commitment to the revolutionary cause. Unity is the backbone of any successful revolution, but for Washington, maintaining unity among his officers, soldiers, and even the states was a constant challenge. Throughout the Revolutionary War, disunity among the colonies and states threatened the coherence of the revolutionary cause. Political rivalries and suspicions among officers were also a constant headache for Washington. A significant event that highlighted these challenges was the Conway Cabal in 1777. This was a conspiracy by some discontented officers and politicians aiming to replace Washington as commander-in-chief. They questioned his leadership and spread rumors about his incompetence. It was a direct threat to the unity and loyalty of the Continental Army and the revolutionary cause itself. But Washington, ever the master of diplomacy, navigated these treacherous political waters with finesse. He used his political maneuvering skills to counteract the effects of the cabal. Instead of reacting impulsively, he chose to address the issue subtly, denying the existence of the conspiracy while working behind the scenes to neutralize its impact. In fostering loyalty, Washington was equally adept. He understood the importance of trust and commitment in a war that was as much about ideals as it was about independence. He treated his officers and soldiers with respect, showing concern for their well-being and valuing their contributions. This approach fostered a sense of loyalty that was pivotal in keeping the Continental Army together during the most challenging times. His efforts weren't limited to his army though. Washington also worked tirelessly to maintain unity among the states. He used his influence to encourage cooperation and mutual support, emphasizing the shared goal of independence and the need for collective action. In the words of renowned historian Ron Chernow in his book, Washington: A Life, Washington's leadership was characterized by a keen understanding of human nature, a profound sense of responsibility, and an unswerving commitment to the revolutionary cause. His diplomatic skills and his ability to foster loyalty were key factors in the success of the Revolutionary War. Challenges and triumphs. They marked George Washington's leadership during the Revolutionary War. Washington, a man of unwavering resolve, faced a myriad of trials, from severe resource shortages to disheartening morale and desertion among his troops, even disunity threatening the very fabric of the revolutionary cause. Yet it was his strategic acumen, his ability to inspire, his diplomatic finesse, that saw him and his army through these turbulent times. Washington's leadership was marked by strategic retreats, a testament to his understanding of the value of his limited resources. He knew when to fight and when to conserve, a skill that proved vital during the Battle of Long Island in 1776, when his army faced a significant defeat. Yet he did not let this setback define the war. Despite the harsh winter conditions at Valley Forge, Washington's perseverance shone through. He implemented reforms to improve living conditions and used speeches to rally his troops. His words stirred the hearts of his men, sparking a flame that would carry them through their darkest days. Throughout the war, Washington held the unity of the colonies close to his heart. Even in the face of conspiracies like the Conway Cabal in 1777, he exercised diplomacy and political maneuvering, fostering a sense of loyalty and commitment among his officers and soldiers. This unity, this unshakable bond, became the backbone of the revolutionary cause. George Washington's legacy extends beyond his military triumphs. He was a leader who understood the human element of war, who valued his men and their welfare, who saw unity as a strength. His leadership strategies, his resilience in the face of adversity, have been etched into the annals of American history, serving as a guiding force for future generations. George Washington, a name synonymous with strength, resilience, and leadership, remains a guiding beacon in American history.